Double, double, hodl and bubble. Bitcoin's price sure is a puzzle. Amid the charts of red and green, who can predict the price unseen? Crypto price predictions are a dime a dozen. But when Pantera Capital, the oldest US international asset manager focused exclusively on blockchain technology, makes a prediction, it's wise to listen up. Pantera made their price prediction in their most recent blockchain letter, which is their monthly take on the goings-on across all things blockchain. In this video, I'm going to cover a few things. First, I'll provide some context around Pantera Capital, so you'll know why theirs is a voice worth listening to. Next, I'll take you through their Bitcoin price prediction, examining the reasons why they're so bullish on crypto's biggest coin. Spoiler alert, the Bitcoin halving is a big deal. And finally, we'll take a look at Pantera's past BTC predictions and see how right or wrong they've been in the past. If you care about the price of BTC, well, it's time to listen up. First, I want to remind you of some other BTC price predictions that we've covered in past months. If you're a fan of our reels, you may remember me telling you that Adam Back, who is a major Bitcoin OG, even cited on the Bitcoin white paper, bet that one coin would reach $100,000 before the next halving, i.e. in the middle of April next year. You can also see our video about how the major bank, Standard Chartered, predicted that BTC would reach $120,000 by the end of 2024. I'll leave some links to those videos in the description below. So what's Pantera's take? Well, in their blockchain letter, which is dated the 22nd of August 2023, analysts take a longer horizon. They predict that BTC could hit $148,000 by the middle of 2025. That's a 5.7x return on today's rate in just 2 years. Not too shabby. Before I get into the details, let me tell you why Pantera Capital is a big deal in the crypto space. Pantera is a crypto-focused venture capital firm. It describes itself as the first firm of its kind to be focused exclusively on blockchain tech. The VC firm has been investing in digital assets and blockchain companies since 2013, and a decade in crypto is a long time. 2013 was the year the Doge meme came on the scene. The Harlem Shake was a thing, and one BTC was a meager $65. What a time to be alive. Anyway, back to Pantera. The VC firm has a strong reputation. So strong, in fact, that Fortune magazines, the one behind the list of the most influential companies, they named Pantera Capital in their top 40 crypto firms for 2023. This is Fortune's first list of its kind. It ranks crypto firms across 8 different categories, and Pantera is 4th out of Fortune's top 5 ranked VC firms, behind the likes of Polychain Capital, Aminoca Brands, and A16Z. Pantera, as Forbes highlights, was founded by Dan Moorhead, a member of Princeton's Crypto Mafia, along with classmates Joseph Lubin of Consensus and Michael Novogratz of Galaxy. As well as its notable longevity in the crypto space, Pantera is known for spearheading the initial coin offering trend and leading investment rounds in companies such as Unstoppable Domains and Ripio. The company and its key figures include Dan and Paul Vratagic, a general partner. They often make industry assessments and predictions that are certainly worth listening to. Now that that's covered, let's dive into their latest BTC prediction. Now you can find this in Pantera's latest blockchain letter, whose authors include Dan and Paul. The relevant sections are 5 and 6, respectively titled Market Update and Bitcoin Halving. I'm going to leave a link to the full report below if you fancy a read. The section begins at noting that Bitcoin experienced the longest period of negative year-on-year returns in its history, lasting 15 months, from February the 8th, 2022 to June the 12th, 2023. However, the author's tone then turns positive with a line that sounds a bit like, "Trust me, bro, the worst is over." The authors justify their positive perspective on 3 grounds. First, the landmark ruling for Ripple Labs in the US court in July, which was determined the sale of Ripple's XRP tokens on exchanges and through algorithms that did not constitute investment contracts, as the Security and Exchange Commission was alleging. The second reason is, and I quote, endorsements by BlackRock, which refer to the spot BTC filing by BlackRock and the wave of institutional interest in spot Bitcoin ETFs by other Wall Street giants that followed. Again, we have a video on this and you know where to find it. Now, last but certainly not least, the Bitcoin halving, which they go on to in detail. And so will I. The Bitcoin halving is a pre-scheduled event that occurs approximately every 4 years, in which the reward for mining new Bitcoin blocks is reduced by 50%. This mechanism not only slows down the rate of new Bitcoin creation, but it also contributes to the asset's scarcity and inflation-resistant characteristics. The halving continues until all 21 million BTC have been mined, which is estimated to happen around the year 2140. The next halving, as the authors note, is projected to occur on the 20th of April 2024. On that day, the mining reward will decrease from 6.25 BTC per block to 3.125 BTC per block. Now, as market theories would have it, if the demand for new Bitcoin stays consistent and the supply of new Bitcoins is cut in half, this will force the price up. The authors make a few interesting points here. First, that prices tend to be pushed up ahead of the halving because investors expect the halving to drive prices up, and this is somewhat priced in. Next, they look at the precedent and conclude what they can expect in the future. They say, and I quote, Bitcoin has historically bottomed 477 days prior to the halving, climbed leading up to it, and then exploded to the upside afterwards. Based on this, the bottom of the bear market that we're going through, that ought to have occurred on the 30th of December 2022. In reality, it most likely occurred on the 9th of November 2022, amid the FTX turmoil. On the other hand, Bitcoin prices have previously rallied to their bull cycle peaks around 480 days after the halving. Again, based on this precedent, the authors of the report estimate that the Bitcoin halving date, if it is indeed the 20th of April 2024, that means the next likely peak is set to be the 13th of August 2025. As you can see from the chart, they estimate the price of BTC to be $35,500 at the time of the halving, and just shy of $150,000 in August of 2025. But there is another key element to their calculation, which is outlined in the next section, the stock-to-flow price projection. For those that are unfamiliar, the stock-to-flow ratio compares the existing stock of a commodity, i.e. the total amount available on the one hand, against the flow of new production, in other words, the amount mined during a specific year, on the other. Thanks to Cointelegraph for their breakdown. In making their predictions, the authors study the change of the stock-to-flow ratio across each halving. Heads up, I'm going to get into some technicals here. If that's not your thing, feel free to skip to the next timestamp. Still here? Great. Let's get into it. Before the first halving, the mining rewards for creating a new block on the Bitcoin blockchain was 50 BTC. At the time of the first halving in 2012, a total of 10.5 million of the total supply of BTC was mined. From that point, the mining reward for creating a new block on the Bitcoin blockchain was halved to 25 BTC. As the authors note, the first halving reduced the supply of new Bitcoins by 17% to the total outstanding Bitcoins. Now that's a huge impact on new supply and had a huge impact on price. Since then, every halving has had a lower impact on new supply and a lower impact on price. If you look at the rally column in this table, you can clearly see the differences. The price difference between the pre-halving low and the post-halving high was around 9,000% for the 2012 halving. It's decreased in orders of magnitude in every single halving. I'm not going to get into the weeds of their calculation, but based on the precedent, the authors estimate that it'll be 317% for the 2024 halving. Let's jump back into the previous graph to illustrate that in simpler terms. It was around $15,800 in late November 2022. The authors expect BTC's price to be 2.3x that by the time of the halving in April 2024. In other words, $35,448. 480 days later, they expect it to be around 4.2x the halving price. And that's how they came up with the price of $147,843 on or around the 13th of August 2025. Make sure to mark it in your calendars. So now that you're aware of Pantera's latest price prediction, let's take a moment to look at a few of their past predictions and see how they held up. In April 2018, Pantera Capital predicted that BTC's low during the bear market of the time had already been reached at around $6,500. They got that wrong. Instead, the market hobbled along and dropped to below $3,400 in December of that year. They also predicted that BTC was going to reach new all-time highs within the 12 months of April 2018 predictions. This too didn't happen. However, in August 2020, they were spot on, using the same analysis I outlined in this video, which is based on the BTC halving and the stock-to-flow ratio. They predicted the price would hit around $63,000 on the week of the 15th of April 2021. Just like previous halvings, it did just that, and you can almost hear the delight coming from Pantera's CEO Dan in a tweet that he wrote at the time. Very impressive, Dan. However, in that very same tweet, Dan said BTC was likely to reach $115,000 by August. This was wide off the mark. In reality, BTC's rally through that year didn't continue as Pantera expected. Instead, by August, it hovered in the mid-40,000s. Well, you win some, you lose some. If we all had a crystal ball, well, where would the fun be? So what do you think of Pantera's prediction? If you want to take a shot at a prediction of your own, drop a comment below and come back in April to see how you fared against a big VC. If you like this video and you want more content like it, then let us know in the comments below. And as usual, ping the like button, ding the subscribe bell, and fling yourselves over to our deals page. The link is below. There you will be spoiled with magical deals galore, including the best discounts on the top crypto wallets and up to $40,000 in bonus airdrops at the leading crypto exchanges. And while you're at it, don't forget to follow us on socials. And if you want even more content, including exclusive insights about the crypto market and Guy's crypto portfolio, then you can be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. And see you all next time.